One of the biggest problems most farmers face and one of the biggest hindrances to a healthy crop yield is soil compaction. I'm Gordon Bork, and in the next 10 minutes I'll show you how to get rid of the compaction layers in your fields, giving you an additional 30% yield. I'll show you how to do this without incurring any additional costs to your operation and without letting your fields go fallow. In November 2003, Farm Journal published an article called The Whole Truth. At the center of this article is a man by the name of Mike Peterson. He's a soil scientist, and he was called into an area to do compaction tests on several farms. He dug some trenches on different farms, and one farm owned by two brothers he did a test on. He found absolutely no soil compaction whatsoever, and he found out these farmers were getting about a 30% increase in yield over their neighbors. And he asked them, "What are you doing?" And he found out they were using a certain spray adjuvant over a period of 10 years. Just every time they sprayed, they'd use 2 to 4 ounces per acre. And he found out that this spray adjuvant would actually relieve soil compaction. And the reason they were getting such a high yield over their neighbors was the root depth of the corn in that field. He found corn roots 69 inches deep in their fields. Now, I set up a demonstration of 5 puddles of water. They're about 15 droplets each, and you'll notice the control puddle has surface tension. It's not soaking into the cardboard. We got some surfactant from a local co-op in Kansas, some Alliance that'll cost you a little over $2 an acre to apply. Went to another co-op in Kansas, got some Verifact that will run you, under $1, 50 cents to 80 cents to apply. They break down the surface tension of the water, but they're not soaking into the cardboard very good. And the fourth puddle, we use some Dawn dish soap. I don't recommend that. The EPA would frown on it, but I'm just using it as a demonstration. The last puddle, I put a drop of our APSA 80 in, and you notice how it's breaking down the surface tension of the water, and immediately it's soaking into the cardboard. This is what it will do in your soil, and it gets down in the soil. It will relieve the compaction. As you see 10 minutes later, the APSA 80 is totally soaked into the cardboard, whereas the others are not. And that is why you need APSA 80 in your fields, because it is one of the few surfactants that will actually get down into the soil and relieve the soil compaction, and you will not pay any more for APSA 80 than you will for most surfactants. There is one other very important reason why you need APSA 80 in your fields. It keeps the moisture around the root ball of the plant. APSA 80 will decrease the evaporation on your fields. It will increase the penetration, thereby reducing runoff, and the water stays around the root ball of the plants. When this happens, you will also decrease your need for irrigation. And if you need one less irrigation cycle every 2 years, what have you saved? You've saved well over $12 per acre by doing that. Also, if you are doing dryland farming, during the dry times, APSA 80 will help keep the moisture level of your soil higher, thus giving you a greater yield. If you're ready to get rid of the compaction layers in your field, call me today at 615-477-0779 or email me at bettercropyields@gmail.com.